Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Elias Castillo and you're watching Garden Forage. I live in Northern Virginia and Zone 7 and I am currently turning my yard into a food forest. Today I want to show you how to preserve your own herbs so that you can use them in your cooking throughout the year. I have a lot of oregano growing, chives, and green onions. And I want to preserve those right now at the peak of freshness. It's early spring and I want to preserve those herbs so that I can use them in my cooking throughout the seasons. I have some oregano right behind here and I'm going to be taking about 4 inches off of the top of those oreganos and I'm going to wash them, put them through a salad spinner so I can get rid of the water, and then I'm going to be dehydrating this oregano. These are my chives here. I'm going to be cutting most of the top off and leaving about 3 inches of the roots in the ground. That way the roots can produce more greens this summer and we will keep getting chives this season. But we'll take a harvest of the ones that have already grown this spring and preserve them so we can use them in the winter. After you have harvested your herbs, you want to wash them and pick them. For example, my oregano is going to have a few twigs in it that are not oregano, so I want to make sure I remove any twigs like this and just double check. Sometimes your herbs will grow along some weeds. This is some grass here, so you just go through here and pick anything that is not your desired herb, like this grass right here. Make sure you take those weeds and you throw them into your compost pail so that you can put it back into your compost. After you have picked your oregano or your herbs, you're going to put them back into that bowl where you had them in, and you're going to give this a quick rinse. I do 2 changes of water and that should get rid of the dirt or anything on them. After putting it through the salad spinner, it's now pretty dry. It's not super dry, but it's pretty good. So, if you don't have a dehydrator, this is a very easy method to dehydrate your herbs. Make little bundles like this, about this size right here, and put some twine around it, just like so. Make a little loop. And you can hang this like this in your kitchen or your garage, and you should have dry herbs in about a week or so. So the longer you let them dry, the better. And then once they're dry, you're going to pick off the leaves and put them into little jars and use them the rest of the season. For chives is the same thing. You're going to just make a small bundle of them. The smaller the bundle, the quicker it dries, so don't make these too big. Maybe 1 inch thickness, and you're gonna hang these upside down in a dry place. The method I prefer to use is to use a dehydrator. This dehydrator is very inexpensive and I bought it so many years ago, and it doesn't have a ton of settings. Like it doesn't have settings that you can choose your temperature. It just has one temperature, but that just means that you have to watch it a little bit more closely. So you want to load your herbs kind of heavily. This little centerpiece here pushes out the air, so don't put too much stuff on that area. So I just started the dehydrator and it should be ready in about 3 hours. See you soon. So it's only been an hour since I started dehydrating this, and it's halfway done. So I'm gonna show you. So this guy right here is already crispy. You can hear it. So you have to stop the dehydrator halfway, turn the leaves a little bit to give those that haven't been getting enough airflow some airflow, and continue for another hour. The chives are a little bit thicker, so they're nowhere nearly as done. After a few hours in the dehydrator, your herbs should be crispy. And when you hear that crispy sound, they are ready to jar. So I have my oregano here. You can hear it, very crispy, and it's ready to go into jars. And I'm gonna pick it off the stem and then put only the leaves in my jars. And you are able to use that for many months to come. The chives still have a little bit ways to go, but they're going to be dry in about an hour or so. And I am going to be chopping them a little bit more fine and then putting them into a jar and then using them to sprinkle on my food. And it's going to be tasty and delicious, and you can preserve your harvest this way. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to preserve your herbs, and I hope that it inspires you to preserve your own herbs. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.